Now for the end of this tiebreak, it's 8-7 for Cannes. Christina Bauer to serve. But it's a chance for Le Canet. Good attack for Le Canet. The defense of Adelaide is not sufficient. It's 8-all in this tiebreak. Now it's Le Canet to serve. Pretty good serve, good reception. And the attack of Samara Rodriguez score. It's 9-8 for Cannes. Don't see who is the server, to be honest. I think it's Noémie Signorier. Yes. Pretty good serve, but good reception and good attack for Le Canet. 9-all. Now it's Le Canet to serve. Good serve, difficult reception for Cannes. Pass of Noémie Signorier, attack, struck by the block and defended. Chance for Le Canet now it's a chance for Cannes. Samara Rodriguez didn't score. New chance for Adelaide, but it's defended. Chance for Le Canet, defended. Now it's Adelaide with a perfect diagonal, but the referee is absolutely mad here. We cannot understand why this ball is good out. Honestly, I check and this ball is perfectly good. The ball is entirely is entirely good. Not even a part of the ball is out. We cannot understand this decision. This decision is perfectly ununderstandable. The judge line just perfectly placed. We didn't see that. How that is possible? What a mistake from the two referees. It's an absolute moment of madness from the two referees. We don't understand. Honestly, I check it. This attack is perfectly good. And I honestly don't understand what happened here. So it's 10-9 for Le Canet. We can hope they will not decide the game because it's a huge mistake from the referees. Good reception for Cannes. And now it's a hold ball. You can see the referee. Hold ball, it's 10-all. It's Samara Rodriguez to serve. The Brazilian who came in January from Zurich, I think. And it's a chance for Le Canet, blocked. And again the ball is counted out, but I check. I really think this ball touch the line again. This ball looks like touching the line, honestly. I stop when the ball touches the ground, it looks like it touched the line, but no matter, it's now 11-all because the service of Le Canet is out of bounds. 11-all. It's me and Kloster to serve. No, that's where the game will be decided here. Need good serve, pretty good serve, good reception, good defense of Adelaide. Chance. Now attack of Le Canet out. It's 12-11 for Cannes, an important point to take the lead in this final set, in this tiebreak. It's time out for Le Canet. Le Canet, we miss a chance here probably because this attack is this ball looks perfectly good for the attack, but the attack is way far the line, the back line. So it's 12 to 11 for Cannes. You can see the score. William Kloster with a second serve. Pretty good server, William Kloster. Honestly, maybe one of the best server of Cannes with Julia Turowska and Christina Bauer. These three are the best server. I know it's a good block from Christina Bauer, I think. Christina Bauer was just fantastic in this game. And now it's a 2-point lead for Cannes. It's important. Le Canet leads 5-2 in this final set, but Cannes played very well since that and deserves this 2-point lead. Another good serve from William Kloster. It's well defended. It's a chance and it's scored. Sorry, the picture isn't good, but it's blocked out and it's 14-11. It's 3 match point for Cannes and it's timeout, second timeout for Le Canet, who Cannes played very good this final part of tiebreak. Honestly, they deserve this 3-point lead. Can they finish the job? The libero came out to try to be high on the block to finish this game. In fact, William Kloster, pretty good serve, good reception. Chance for Le Canet, not chance for Cannes maybe, but Noemi Signorelli misses her pass and cannot defend this diagonal. It's 14-12. It's second match point for Cannes. Cannes with the first chance on Le Canet serve. Maybe it can be very good to finish this match right here. Good serve, well reception by. No, it's not finished. There's a chance. And now it's finished. It's Christina Bauer to finish this game. 14-12, 15-12 is finished. It's a win for Cannes. Now we will analyze this game. So a win for Cannes, 3-2, 25-23, 20-25, 25-15, 23-25, 15-12. Solid win for Cannes, who deserve this win definitively in this game because they played better in the key moments than Le Canet. So they deserve to win this game definitively. Honestly, Le Canet played well, but I am repeated, but in key moments I find Cannes more solid than Le Canet. That's why I think they can win this game. Now I will talk about a little bit about individual performance. Individual performance with the best player of Cannes this game, definitively Christina Bauer. with a solid performance. Or other good performance from Miriam Kloster was solid at block and good at serving, and two important aces from Julia Zorowska in key moments in the first two sets, and the set point of the first set was very important to put Can ahead in this game, because in the first set Le Canet was dominated a little bit, but Can played very well at the end of the set, and this ace of Julia Zorowska changed definitively this game. That's why I decided to say it's an important player in this game, even if she didn't play so much in this game. She made this important point, another in the second set, to put Can in good shape. So after this I will talk about a little bit about result of this 24th game day. I have the result under my view. So Mougin wins in Marc-en-Barœul 3-2, 25-19, 25-16, 17, 2-25, 21-25, 16-14. So a good win for Mougin, who is now safe in Liga. Another away win for Nantes in Saint-Raphaël after losing the two first sets, as you can see, 25-13, 25-23 for Saint-Raphaël in the two first sets, but the last three sets were for Nantes, 25-22, 25-16, 16-14. So a nice win for Nantes. Ex-Venelle wins 3-1 against France Avenir 2024 with by far the lowest team in terms of level of this championship. Only 2 points in fact 25 games. That's not much, you can admit that. Béziers won on Chamalières 3-0 easy, 25-20, 25-21, 27-25. Mulhouse beat Paris Saint-Cloud very easily, also 25-13, 25-21, 25-17. An important win for Quimper against Vendeuvre, 3-1, 25-21. No, so yes, 25-21, 23-25, 25-17, 25-22. A good win for Quimper, and Cannes beat Le Canet. To say something more about the game between Cannes and Le Canet, there is some mistakes from referees in the tie-break. Honestly, this mistake at 9-all didn't have to take place, honestly, because in a male Liga you have video check, but now in a female Liga, that's a kind of a discrimination, honestly. Why there is no video check? There is a professional championship. I don't understand why there is no video check in this championship. Honestly, for me it's difficult to understand that. So that is said, and then the 25 game days are some important results. Le Canet beat Quimper 3-1 pretty easily, as you can see. They lost the second set, but then win the three other pretty easily. Stade Français, Paris Saint-Cloud, with an important win against Ex-Venelle 3-2 after losing the two first sets, as you can see. But I think definitely they deserve to win this. I think they save match point on third set. I cannot remember. I saw that in live results. I think they save match point on the third set, and they reverse it all. Mulhouse beat easily Saint Raphael, at least 54 points for Saint Raphael. Markham Barrel, easy win in France Avenir 2024. Béziers, very easy win to Mougins. Honestly, that's a bit of a surprise for me because I think Mougins can be much better than they played in this game. They lost the final set 25-9, which is something you didn't see often, honestly, in volleyball. In the big match of this game day, Cannes won on Nantes 3-0, very easy. The first set, only 13 from Nantes in this first set, and 18 and 19 for the two other sets. That's not so much point. 25 point gap between these two teams. Not winning Cannes one in Cannes in the first leg in January, but this game they were completely crushed by Cannes. Cannes without Julia Zurowska, who didn't play this game, because I think in away games they are most closer a team with less players. We do the same with we saw the same with Elite Futsal. Away games we put less player. In Elite Futsal, that's because in away games the coach didn't want to put the young players on the pitch against a great team. I honestly didn't know why Cannes goes with the entire team in this game, but okay, that's their choice. But Cannes win easily this game, and Chamalières beat Vandœuvre-Nancy 3-2. Important win for Chamalières in a very close game, because we will now saw the leaderboard. We can saw Mulhouse is sure to be first, Cannes is sure to be second, Le Canet is sure to be third, Nantes is sure to be fourth, but between Ex-Venelle, Béziers and Saint Raphael, everything is possible. The 7th team will play Cannes, the 6th will play Le Canet, and the 5th will play Nantes. We will see in the final game day what happened, and an important game also between Saint-Cloud and Markham Barrel for the last qualification. So the 8th place was in fact the last place in playoff to play against Mulhouse. I think it will be a very easy qualification for Mulhouse. For Mulhouse, there is maybe a difficult semi-final to come in against Nantes, because they lost to Nantes in the French Cup, and they lost to Nantes 2 games day ago. Maybe Nantes can be the surprising team in the final. I hope against Cannes will probably play maybe Saint Raphael, but I think more Béziers, because we saw in the final game day I think Saint Raphael can finish 6th. Against Béziers, I think Cannes is an important edge. They won 2 times in regular season 3-1, pretty easily. So I think Cannes would be huge favorite, but we have to confirm what is exactly the opponent. Against Saint Raphael, it can be more complicated, I think, honestly, for Cannes, because Saint Raphael has a style of play who can do some problems for Cannes against Saint Raphael. In the second leg of the regular season, Saint Raphael lost only 15 to 13 in the tiebreak. Maybe then this can be a problem for Cannes against Saint Raphael, but I think against Béziers it will be pretty easy. And I don't think it can be Venelle, because I think Saint Raphael can't be over Venelle. You can see the number of victory. I honestly think Saint Raphael cannot finish 5. They will finish 6 or 7. It depends on the final game day. And for relegation, Quimper is in bad shape, because even if they have playable games against France Avenir 2024, they have to win by 55 to 25. I have calculated that. That's pretty impossible. Only let 25 points to your opponent. I never saw that in a professional game. I think Chamalia will save themselves. And France Avenir 2024, honestly, a big joke in this championship. I don't want to be bad, but okay, this team is played in Elite Division last year. I saw her play against Toulon wasn't a super team, honestly, and Toulon was just a bad team, and Toulon win easily against this team last year. Even if they are a bit better this year, they only won 1 games. They lost 3-0 18 times. You can see the set coefficient with only 0.15. That's just a shame. A shame this team is not at the level of French Championship, but okay. That's probably the player who played for French national team at Paris Olympic Games 2024. As you know, Paris will receive the Olympic Games in 5 years. That's why this team is created this year. A little bit better than the team last year in Elite, but not good, I think. So now I can show you the program of the final game day. Béziers, an important game at Fourachot against Nantes. I think Nantes will crush Béziers. Not sure, but I think so. Cannes will probably crush Mougins. I will not go to this game because Toulon Elite Futsal played at the same time in Toulon. But in fact, there is a game with no... just for pleasure. I think Julia Zorowskaja, Katarina Hauser and other players will play the full game, because you have to give them some time of play. Maybe they will change a libero. Maybe Lily Laborde can play. I don't know. But I think Riccardo Marchesi will make a lot of turnover in this game. Not sure. I don't want to announce anything. But I'm pretty sure Julia Zorowska, Katarina Hauser, maybe Michaela Bjerregaard Madsen will play a lot of time in this game because it's not an important game for Cannes at all. It's just like a friendly game, just to prepare the quarter-final of playoff. After that, Chamalières needs only 1 point against Le Canet, but even if they lost, I don't think Quimper will crush with enough gap France Avenir 2024 to save them. The important game of the game day is a game between Marc-en-Barœul and Saint-Cloud Paris, which is in fact the volleyball section of the rugby club. Saint-Cloud Paris Stade Français, who is away against Marc-en-Barœul. If Marc-en-Barœul win, they go to playoff. I saw this team last year against Toulon once again, and I found them so weak. For me, it's a weak team. I can't remember they have made so many good new players this year. Last year in Toulon, they were crushed by Toulon. Just unbelievable. They lost to Toulon. For me, it's unbelievable. They played a very bad game. I remember it was in January last year. They just played terrible in Toulon and they lost. But they played a brilliant playoff to go to the first division, and they won they are champions of elite of French second division, and they say very easily this year. Yeah, and if they beat Saint-Cloud Paris, they will go to playoff. That's a bit of a surprise for me. For me, Vendœuvre was a team I was thinking they will go to the playoff. And honestly, I didn't expect a lot from Ex-Venelle, but they played well and they will finish probably 5. Probably, I think. I'm pretty sure they will finish 5. Quimper, I'd say they have to beat a very large gap, France Avenir 2024, to save them, but I'm not believe that will happen. Saint-Raphaël with an important game against Vendœuvre. Nancy, who is completely safe, and I think it will be an easy win for Saint-Raphaël. Saint-Raphaël who lost to Quimper, that's why they can lost the 6th place, and honestly, to be honest, it's much better for them to play Le Canet than Cannes, because I think if they play Cannes, they will be crushed completely. I don't want to announce anything, but honestly, I hope for them they will finish 6th and play Le Canet, because I think against Le Canet they have a chance. If Carolina Goliath played brilliant as she always do, I think they have a chance. Not sure, but against Cannes, I think there are no chance. I don't see how is it possible they beat Cannes twice in 3 games. I think it's impossible. And Ex-Venelle played almost for fun against ASPTT Mulhouse. I think Mulhouse is a better team and will win this game, but not sure. Ex-Venelle is sometimes very surprising team. They lost to Cannes only 3-2 after playing a brilliant game. They lead 2-0 against Cannes. They can made some miracle, I think, but I think it will be a win for Mulhouse. Just a word to finish this video about the format of playoff. That's simple. You have 3 rounds, a quarter-final, a semi-final, and a final. And there is no single match for the final this year. They came back to the old formula. you played the team with placed lower in the regular season will receive the first game, and after that there is 2 games in 2 days in the other team, in the team who finish the highest on the leaderboard. If they are 1-1, you have games tomorrow after the second game to decide who will go to the next round. And in fact, it's a board. On one board you will have Mulhouse, and in other board you will have Cannes, with logically the favorite of each board. But I think it will be interesting against we all I think we all expect a semi-final between Cannes and Le Canet for a good confrontation, because honestly Le Canet we have seen in this game can do some problems to Cannes, and but the confrontation I hope really it's the confrontation between Mulhouse and Nantes, because I really think Nantes can crush out Mulhouse, and I have to admit I really want that, because if this happens, the second leg of the final, if Cannes go to the final, is in Cannes, and it's a really good chance for Cannes. But because I think Cannes is much better than Nantes. We saw that in the games last Tuesday. So is the end of this video. Thanks for watching, and I see you guys later.